Hi, my name is Randy Smith, and I am going to walk you through the nutritional milestones. So I hope you can see my screen, and here are the nutritional milestones. I made a little timeline, but if this was more accurate, this would be a big stretch right here. That was the biggest stretch between the agricultural revolution and when we introduced refined sugars. We made some big changes those centuries, and now today we are in the digital revolution. So we started as hunters and gatherers. We basically wandered around hunting, gathering. We were in survival mode for our food. We also became kind of smart and we built small gardens. We moved often, so the soil stayed rich with minerals. We also lived in totally different areas around this world. So if you think about it, all the ecosystems were different and it resulted in natural bioindividuality. Also, seasons resulted in natural changes to diets. For example, spring, new emerging greens to eat, summer, berries and fruit, fall, seeds and nuts, and winter, meat and lard. Then we went into the agriculture revolution. This was about 10,000 BC. We became reliant on cropland, but the agriculture wasn't all good or all bad. Some of the pros were we had more food to consume because we learned how to grow it better. Some communities learned to diversify their crops so the soils and the nutrients stayed high. Some cons were most of the time there was less nutrients and diversity. There was a big decline in bone density, and soils became overused and the ecosystems were affected. There were also widespread diseases because of the new communities. Then it was the introduction to refined sugars. That was in about 1600s. It was a major milestone for us in nutrition. First, it was a luxury and only for the wealthy. It made bitter foods taste delicious, but in no time, it became very popular. It was mass produced, so it was in all communities. What started as a few pounds per person per year, we are now up to 200 pounds per person per year. Sugar lacks any useful nutrient. Then we went into the Industrial Revolution. This is when people started buying their food instead of producing their own. Food needed to be stored, so they started adding things to it to make it last a little bit longer. This is when population increased rapidly. Back then, even though it was in the 1800s, 50% of our calories came from white sugar, vegetable oil, and flour. Then the rise of the big food. Smart people seized the opportunity for business. Things like Coke, Pepsi, Nestle, and Kellogg's grew huge and big. And similar to tobacco products, the companies had enough money to fight off anyone trying to demonize their products. Here's the chemical revolution. This might be where we made some of the biggest mistakes. This was the mid-1940s, right after the Second World War. We had new processing techniques, but things like butter and meat were saved for the soldiers, and families started consuming margarine and manufactured oils. Many kept them after the war because they were told they were better than saturated fats. Also, many of the chemicals that were used for bombs and nerve gas were then used for fertilizers and pesticides on farmland. Food was cheap, mass-produced, highly processed, and it didn't go bad. It filled us up, but left us hungry for nutrients. Then we are in the digital revolution. Today, we have information at our fingertips that we can share with others, but there are good and bad. Some of the cons are we move less and less. We have bad posture from sitting, so we need to sit up and stand tall. It affects our digestive system and how it functions. But some of the pros are we can raise awareness for the true problem. It's an amazing tool if you use the right way. We can gain knowledge about how to get back to our hunter-gatherer roots, and we can track nutrients in foods so that we make smarter choices about what we are consuming and what our families are also consuming. Thank you. I hope you have a great day.